Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I am Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take this Zilmex 1963 Chevrolet Corvette from shabby to shiny. This one, a couple of videos ago, you will see that I had the unboxing, and courtesy of our friend Ron, aka SoMo Diecast, this was one of many of the cars in there, and I think there was no secret that when I did this one, or when I pulled this one out along with the last video, the BMW, the 320, this one was a real exciting one. I knew that I had to jump on this one straight away, and yeah, it's just perfect really for restoration. All that paint missing there, those awful wheels. I could only, or at least I felt like I could only really improve on this one, but yeah, a bit of a change of colour, some certainly better wheels, and I think we got a pretty good one today. So yeah, with 2,000 likes, of course it could be yours, but we'll start by drilling down the centre of that post, just the one on this car. Remove the flange and tap the hole. Please do remember to lubricate the end of your piece. You do not want to snap it, and if you want to grab some of these pieces, check out the Amazon links down in the description below. But yeah, this is the car. Doesn't really roll very well. A bit kind of dirty and a bit crusty. We've got an opening bonnet there. Shows the V8 power unit of this little Corvette. Bit of damage on that rear bumper, so we'll have to try and fix that later. But it does read underneath Z. We know this is a Zilmex 1963 Corvette made in Hong Kong. But yeah, we just pre-drilled this one. Bit of a nightmare to get that off, to be honest. But it's actually quite a nice casting, quite a few little parts to make up this Corvette today. Now, to be honest, I felt like this needed a good set of wheels, but look at the size of these rear wheels compared to the originals. Probably twice the size, so a little bit of modification required, but this is what I was looking at, and I just got real excited about this. Ultimately for me today, this car was about these wheels, the fit and the stance. If I could get that right, anything else will be fine. But I know straight away that, yeah, we need a bit of modification with this interior for those wheels to fit. So we see how much of this we can take out. And I'll start taking out these original wheels and pop those just into the parts box. With these Corvettes, I honestly believe you could paint it any colour you like, and it will look good. But yeah, there's a little engine bay compartment and engine. Are they all 5.7 V8s from back in the day? But yeah, the bumpers there, you can see that damage. We'll build that up again. And then the window section here. Dirty and grubby, but thankfully no cracks, no deep gouges. We can polish that up, no problem. And yeah, that interior now, a bit dirty. And I'm going to have to take out quite a bit of this to fit these wheels underneath. And this one with the opening bonnet there, or the opening hood. I knew that there was a space all the way around it, so I knew if I paint this, or when I paint this, I'm not going to have any issues with that. But I could have an issue if I remove it to get it back on and fit properly. So I decided to leave it in place today. But into the foot-long hot dog jar, covered in boiling water, and then in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. And we'll give it the little swishy swish. I can actually see in person the paint was already starting to lift, and I know this one was going to be a pretty good one today. But yeah, putting that to one side, bringing in the clean warm water to clean up the plastics here. Now the bumpers and that engine compartment with the chrome painted on it, I'll leave that to one side and I'll drop that into the caustic soda solution shortly. But yeah, just with this clean interior, I was considering, you know, what parts do I need to keep in order for this to still sit inside the casting properly. So I didn't want to just chop the whole thing off and then it's going to flop around on the inside. And yeah, I just polished up this windscreen here. Look at that, it was so smooth and slippery I couldn't even pick it up. But yeah, just some plastic polish on that and the Dremel. But bringing back in the footlong, you can see a lot of that paint is floating. It's still very hot to the touch, but yeah, I think a lot of that paint is coming off. So I'll just pop these in and we'll watch before your very eyes the chrome paint just melt away. The compartment I think goes first. The bumpers are not as instantly visible because they're a different colour, but yeah, the chrome has now all gone. Now unfortunately we don't have 100% paint removal today. Nearly, certainly in the mid-90s I would guess. Usually of course, you know, I would pour it out from the footlong, but actually my glass is still in the bathroom. I managed to lose this part here down the sink. Went down a plug hole, and I've actually had a new sink or a new bathroom fitted recently, so it was actually really easy for me to get that out. So much easier than previously when I had to do some plumbing and take it all apart. But yeah, there's like a little kind of catch can underneath my sink now for, you know, it's kind of idiot proof now, which I needed for myself. But yeah, I've got the steel wire attachment here, and I shall just give this rear end a going over. I've got some of my larger castings, some of the older ones that I've done over the last probably 6 months or so. Got them on eBay at the moment. So if you did fancy one of the castings you've seen on the channel, take a look down in the description below. I'll link my eBay page. But yeah, you got the casting there. Now it's all polished, and I'll blast it with the black primer. The bonnet there was proving a little bit of a nightmare, but once it kind of had a little bit of the primer on it, it was much easier to work with when I went with the paint and clear coat. And then I'm going to use the Pound Shop matte black paint for the interior. As you can see here, the sections that I've cut away, really brittle, this interior. That back end actually snapped off and I've had to super glue it back in place. Ultimately, that kind of a bit at the back there is just to stop it from going back inside the diecast. But that will dry nicely. And then I was just about to paint this black first before rechroming, but just wanted to show you where the build up of the UV glue is. And then I rubbed it down just to try and get it back to the original shape. And then I think it looks almost as good as new. Now, like I say, I think you could paint this car any colour you want, and I changed my mind throughout the build of what colour I wanted to do. And eventually I went with the yellow, and I'm very happy now that I look at it to the side of me. I'm sure this would look great in red, blue, purple, silver, black. But today we got a little yellow Corvette. I went with around 3 coats, and this is just the first. And then I hit it up with some clear. So it's now later in the day. One thing I didn't show was the base. I didn't strip the original paint. I just kind of cleaned it up and then just lightly sprayed it with some black. But yeah, that looks good. The glass there, the body here, just wonderful. I say that interior. And then after painting the engine bay black, just come back in with some chrome details and of course chroming out the bumpers front and back. But let's put it all back together and remind ourselves of what she used to look like. Those wheels, what were they thinking? But yeah, this is now the final result. Just beautiful, in my opinion. I think, you know, the wheels for me is what does it. I knew I wanted these wheels for this casting, and ultimately I needed them to fit, especially in that rear end. So a little bit of a cutting around, and I think they fit just perfectly. But yeah, there's not a huge amount of extra detail in this. There's no lights or indicators or door handles or anything like that. Just a nice, clean, simple design. Got that beautiful yellow colour mixed with the chrome and a little bit of black. Just a perfect combination. But do remember, with 2,000 likes, it could be yours. But anyway, massive thanks to my patrons. Thanks a lot, guys. Another thanks to Ron again. And I hope you're all safe. And I will see you soon.